I know you've been pleased with elements of the campaign and results maybe haven't followed. How important is it then to try and end on a high and get that result you feel you've perhaps deserved at times?
Yeah, we want to finish in a high the competition, to finish with good feelings. Has been part of discussion with the players. We also have reflected about how we can reach that next level, which sometimes is small margins, but those small margins can be sometimes unachievable if we don't reflect in the correct way. So that all that process, we will not be having this conversation without competing in the Nations League and in this group. So we take all the positives, considering that, yeah, we probably deserve a little more in some games, and it's where we are now.
What do you make of the fairly unique situation in that a victory for Scotland would end your players' hopes of going on to the Olympics? It's a fairly bizarre situation. How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel the situation is obviously we cannot change it now. I think it's a situation that we are brought up to this situation. I hope this situation could have been anticipated or changed, but Sarina was mentioning also today that how much if Scotland tomorrow win a group or anything, we will still be in this situation. What I don't feel happy at all is about the question of the integrity of the Scottish players. I think Scotland is a wonderful country with wonderful people, very passionate about everything. And for 1 second, nobody can be brave enough to consider the integrity of the players and how much the players have the desire to represent their nation. I think the feeling of this group and the passion to represent thousands of girls, thousands of boys who are going to come tomorrow and inspire all these people is stronger than anything else for our players and for all of us. So I feel this is totally inappropriate.
If there have been any questions over the integrity of the side, is that the type of thing that you can harness and use as extra motivation tomorrow?
No, our motivation is our fans. Our motivation is to play good football. Our motivation is to be England. Our motivation is improving the aspect that we have to improve as a team from one game to the other one. I think this is an external thing that we couldn't affect, and it's part of the competition. So we try to stay away from that. There has not been any conversation because there's no conversation to have.
What are the differences you need to see in your team tomorrow night from the last game against England, do you feel?
Well, there was a few parts. There was a moment when we felt we could get the result. There was a moment when we felt we could feel how England was conditioned by the way we were playing, but we have also other moments when we could see the quality of the opponent. So we are prepared for that challenge with different plans, with different situations that we have to be ready to compete together, and we are going to try to do it at the best level because we have the motivation to play at home and that feeling of representing our country in our stadium.
It's just about trying to take the positives from what there were in that game and then build on them.
Yeah, that's part of that. I think there's also England has not won a game at the moment in the Nations League, so we also think we can stop them to winning here.
You touched on it there, Pedro. England haven't won away from home. Is that something that you can use?
No, I think what we can reflect in is why and what are the patterns and the processes inside of the pitch that have been brought them to lose games as well as us, and that's part of our job. Analysis of the opponent, analysis to the details, and analysis of what we can do well.
We spoke on Friday about the learning so far. That now that you've had a little bit more time to settle on it, how would you reflect on the campaign up to now?
Really positive reflection with the group, with the staff, with players. We realize how close we have been in many games. We realize we have not been lucky in some of probably referee critical decision in every game, not in one. We have been also reflecting on our own responsibilities and what we can improve, also reflecting on using two formations that we consider both of them have been positive in different moments. Performance of players, also very, very positive in many scenarios. So we take all that and we are reflecting that we need to go to the next level, and we had that ambition considering that a team like Belgium, for example, has been doing that one for a period of time, and who are our direct competitors in the same circumstance, or who are we going to have to compete in the future for a position in the playoff for the Euros. So we are now focused on what is the route that we have to follow for the qualification for the Euros, so as to be as high as possible in our group from April, and then to play 2 playoffs and to win 2 playoffs. We think no matter who is the opponent, even if it's England, we feel we could face the players and be successful.
You mentioned there the formation. There was a different formation in Belgium on Friday. Is that a sign of the development and the flexibility, the strength of the squad that you're building?
Well, I think we try to build some principles first with one formation with clarity of roles, not only about the formation, clarity of the roles for the players, but part of the evolution of a team is to be able to be versatile. Big teams, they can play at least 2 formations in different moments. For us, when is the decision to change the formation is never a good moment if you are doing it well. But we felt the second game against the Netherlands was a good opportunity to help the team, and we had good feedback from that. And I think the 2 formations give us positives and give opportunities to players to be in the starting lineup. So that's the positive about developing 2 different formations to compete.
And just finally from me, one of the more sour notes on Friday was the late injury to Erin Cuthbert. What's the update on her?
She's good. Yeah, it was just a knock on her nose, so nothing relevant. So she's available for tomorrow.
Full team news tomorrow then? All
Yep.
fine?
Everybody available.
Nice one.
How valuable has this campaign been for you in terms of the kind of long-term ambitions of this squad to be able to play top teams?
Well, that's the biggest ambition. Obviously, when you play against the top teams, you can see how close you are or how far you are, and also you can test your players. I think a lot of players who play in different standards than international football, it's been an exercise of awareness or analyzing with them what points we can improve together to develop a plan with all of them. I think we have a lot of examples in the squad from the beginning with Rachel McLaren, Nick Doherty, but now young players like Jenna Clark, like Kristen McLean, like Emma Watson, and many others, Lauren Davison. So we had discussion with all of them on how are you finding it, how we can come to the next level, working with the clubs to increase those standards and to help the players to go together to the next level and to build the success of Scotland, which will be to represent the country at the highest level, but also the clubs to be successful and the clubs to go to the next level together.
And just finally, to go back to Team GB's situation, is there a frustration that this is the scenario that Scotland finds itself in, whereas if they do get a positive result against England, it ends players' hopes of what could be a great experience for them and their future careers, and ultimately help Scotland by not competing at the Olympics?
Well, I think for us, the great experience is to play in our stadium to represent their country, and I insist on that. I think my opinion is strongly very negative about the question of the integrity. So everybody who knows professional athletes, who knows me, who knows the teams, and historically who knows how strong is the feeling for Scottish players to play for Scotland and represent your country, I don't think there is any other feeling that can be in the pitch tomorrow apart from that. So I wish the situation would not happen. I'm not sure what the solution could be in the future, but I wish my players will not be in this situation.
Thanks, Pedro.
Tom?
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Hi, Pedro. Could I just ask you a question about Sandy McKeever, please, and maybe how pleased you've been with her settling in, but also how is she feeling about the prospect of maybe playing against her sort of former team?
Well, I think she's been lastly, even in media, showing what was the process and how she felt about playing for Scotland. So we are pleased for her. She adapted very well to the group. I think she's been well received in one part. I think also she's been adapting little by little to what is a team performance, culture of performance. She doesn't define this culture of performance or the work like very different to others that she has been, which is a good sign. And the other part, we have our strong feeling to play for Scotland. I think she's bringing a lot of things to the team. And at the moment, for us, it's one more player. We cannot make exceptions. I think for her to play against England or any other opponent is irrelevant. It's about Scotland, it's about us, and she decided to be here.
Thank you. And please, could I ask just one more question? You said in one of your earlier answers, I think, that everyone's available, which is good news, but how is Erin Cuthbert? Because I think she had a head knock in the right.
No, it was just in her nose, so there was no protocol. But that's obviously for doctors to give that information.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, good. Thank you.